Hello everyone, and welcome back to Queen Elizabeth, A Day in Her Life. It's time for the royal news, and this is around the week of February the 3rd, 2025. The first story comes from the Express, and it's dated February the 1st, 2025. King Charles's blunt four-word warning to Prince Andrew as Royal Lodge Row continues. And this is by Sophia Papamarodi. King Charles allegedly sent a four-worded message to his brother Prince Andrew regarding his living situation at Royal Lodge by making a key move, according to a royal commentator. The monarch is reportedly locked in a dispute with the Duke of York over his stay at the 30-room property in Windsor, thought to be worth £30 million. Andrew's previously reported struggle with the upkeep of the mansion in Windsor, where he has been living since being granted a 75-year lease agreement in 2003 by the Crown Estate, has caused quite a headache for the monarch, who allegedly wants him to move to a smaller home. Charles axed Andrew's private security and £1 million allowance last October. However, the Duke managed to secure funds to support himself. The Times understands that Andrew's money has been approved by Sir Michael Stevens, the keeper of the private purse, as coming from legitimate sources. But according to the Sun's royal editor, Matt Wilkinson, the King's decision to withdraw Andrew's funding essentially aimed to put pressure on the Duke and send him a clear message. Speaking on Channel 5's Prince Andrew, Where Did All the Money Go?, Wilkinson claimed, as per the Scottish Daily Express, Charles knows it's a bad look for lots of money to be spent on Andrew. He doesn't like Andrew being seen out looking happy, driving about, waving at people, having an excellent life. The commentator added that by cutting Andrew's allowance, he wanted to warn him to go fund it himself. Mr. Wilkinson said, so by removing the funding that he gives him, the annual stipend that he would receive, and the money that he would pay for security, that puts more pressure on Andrew. Buckingham Palace did not say where Andrew's funding has come from. The Duke's only official income is a Royal Navy pension, which amounts to about £20,000 a year. The palace did not comment on the backlash Andrew's new funding received. The next story comes from the Daily Mail, and it's dated February the 1st, 2025. King Charles joins the streaming wars as he will produce landmark film with Amazon, just after Prince Harry and Meghan Markle suffer Netflix woes. And this is by Jose Ramos. The King is set to join the streaming wars, and he will produce a documentary with Amazon focusing on the monarch's philosophy of harmony. Charles's charity, the King's Foundation, described the collaboration in a statement as a landmark film. A source at the foundation said the film would showcase His Majesty's philosophy of harmony and the work it has in turn inspired around the world to build sustainable communities and transform lives. The source added, we're looking forward to sharing our mission and promote the benefits of harmony more widely as we embark on this landmark film. The charity is celebrating its 35th anniversary and has its headquarters at Dumfries House in East Ayrshire, Scotland, and works to build sustainable communities and transform lives. It also works to promote His Majesty's philosophy of harmony, which sees everything in nature as interconnected, including ourselves, and advocates taking a holistic approach to the challenges facing the planet. A quote from Charles, shared on the Foundation website, says, we have somehow abandoned our proper connection with nature, somehow imagine that we can manage without, or we battle against her in every way, instead of understanding that the future lies in working in far greater harmony with nature. The choice to do it with American Giant is a radical change from the palace, which has previously opted to work with the BBC or ITV on documentaries such as these. It is understood several other platforms were consulted before Amazon was given the green light, the Times reported. The film is expected to be broadcast towards the end of the year or the beginning of 2026. Charles's charities merged in the year he turned 70 in 2018, creating the Prince's Foundation. Since then, it was renamed the King's Foundation in 2023 to reflect his ascension to the throne. The documentary announcement comes after several appearances by Charles on TV shows in recent years. At the end of the year, he appeared on a BBC Christmas special of Countryfile, which was filmed at his Highgrove home, showcasing the work of the King's Foundation education programs. Charles also took part in a special episode of The Repair Shop in 2023, where he showcased the work of charity students and spoke about heritage crafts. The king joins Meghan and Harry after the couple have been involved in a number of documentaries. In an embarrassing blow, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex had their U.S. TV and film careers and Netflix deal ridiculed in front of streaming bosses. This came after their documentary series on the sport of polo failed to make the top 10 in Britain, America, or any of the streaming giants' other regional markets. Our third story comes from Sky News, dated January 29, 2025. Princess Beatrice gives birth to baby girl Athena. Beatrice's husband, Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, posted a tribute to his new daughter, calling her tiny and absolutely perfect. Mother and daughter are both said to be at home and doing well. In a statement, the palace said, Her Royal Highness Princess Beatrice and Mr. Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi are delighted to announce the safe arrival of their daughter, Athena Elizabeth Rose Mapelli Mozzi, born on Wednesday, 22nd of January at 12:57 p.m. at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, London. The baby was born weighing 4 pounds and 5 ounces. Their Majesties the King and Queen and other members of the royal family have all been informed and are delighted with the news. Mr. Mapelli Mozzi posted a tribute to his new daughter, calling her tiny and absolutely perfect. He wrote on Instagram, sharing a photograph of Athena wrapped in a blanket. Athena Elizabeth Rose Mapelli Mozzi. We welcomed baby Athena into our lives last week. She is tiny and absolutely perfect. We are all, including Wolfie and Sienna, already completely besotted with her. Our hearts are overflowing with love for you, baby Athena. A massive thank you from my wife and I goes out to all the wonderful staff at the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital for their excellent care and support during this incredibly special time. The couple share a 3-year-old daughter, Sienna, and Mr. Mapelli Mozzi has also an 8-year-old son, Wolfie. Princess Beatrice's sister, Princess Eugenie, has celebrated the new arrival by posting "Welcome, baby girl," and sharing Mr. Mapelli Mozzi's photograph on her Instagram stories. Our last story comes from People and is dated February the 1st, 2025, and we're going to go back in time a little bit, and the headline is, Did Queen Elizabeth I have a secret affair with a married man whose wife mysteriously died? Queen Elizabeth I's rumored romance with Lord Robert Dudley has inspired the storylines of multiple movies about her life, and this is by Janine Henney. Queen Elizabeth I's reign was defined by power, strategy, and an ironclad reputation, but one scandal threatened to shake the foundation of her carefully crafted image. Elizabeth I reigned from 1558 until her death in 1603 as the last Tudor monarch. Dubbed the Virgin Queen, she never married, a decision shaped by both personal and political reasons. As the daughter of King Henry VIII, whose 6 marriages reshaped the monarchy and led to England's break from the Catholic Church, Elizabeth may have been wary of matrimony. Queen Elizabeth acceded to the throne at 25, the same age as Queen Elizabeth II, and chose not to marry as a political tool. According to the royal family's official website, she instead utilized marriage prospects as a tool in foreign and domestic policies, but some say that didn't stop her from falling in love. Queen Elizabeth II and Queen Elizabeth I are related, though not directly. Queen Elizabeth I's grandfather, King Henry VII, is Queen Elizabeth II's 12 times great-grandfather, connecting them through the broader royal lineage. According to Royal Museums Greenwich, Elizabeth I seriously considered marriage twice in her reign, and first fell for Lord Robert Dudley. The bond between the childhood friends blossomed into something more, and she made him master of the horse, and in parentheses, that is, organizer of traveling court, upon her ascension, English heritage states. The long-term suitor was widely believed to have been her one true love, and their romance was reimagined in the 1998 film Elizabeth, starring Cate Blanchett as the Queen and Joseph Fiennes as Dudley. The potential union, however, was opposed by those who thought it was inappropriate for the sovereign to marry a subject, and there was concern about the royal influence Dudley would have as her husband. He was also already married until his wife died under mysterious circumstances in 1560, less than 2 years into Elizabeth's reign. Dudley was married to Amy Rosebart, the daughter of a Norfolk squire, who was found dead with a broken neck in September 1560, according to English heritage. Her cause of death was never clarified, and while her husband was free to marry the Queen, the cloud of suspicion that now hung over him meant that she could never accept him. Despite the tragedy that could have distanced them, Elizabeth's feelings for Dudley were still strong, and she tried to marry him off to her half-sister, Mary, Queen of Scots. And this was a plot line in the 2018 film, Mary, Queen of Scots, starring Margot Robbie and Saoirse Ronan, on the condition that they lived with her at court. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. The Queen kept Dudley close, giving him Kenilworth Castle in 1563 and the title of Earl of Lancaster in 1564. Elizabeth visited him at the castle multiple times, once staying for 19 days during a visit in 1575. The University of Oxford notes that this may have been an ultimatum from Dudley to the Queen: marry me or let me go, during an extra special stay that included pageants, entertainment, and fireworks. Elizabeth and Dudley reportedly remained close until his death in 1588, and when the Queen died 15 years later, his last letter to her was found by her bedside. The memento has been interpreted as a poignant reminder of her sacrifice of what might have been, Royal Museums Greenwich said. That's all the news we have. These stories were very interesting, from the ongoing brothers' problems between King Charles III and Prince Andrew, and then King Charles getting into the film production like the Sussex did, and Beatrice giving birth, and the last story, Queen Elizabeth, and possibly the love of her life. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, if you could give it a thumbs up, it would help with the channel and the YouTube algorithms. But more than that, I wish everyone a good day, and tune in again soon for another episode of Queen Elizabeth, A Day in Her Life. Thank you. Bye.